the fantastic Robbert van Dongen. So I met Robbert at Mouthy Poets. Anyone remember Mouthy Poets? Oh yeah, nice. Me and Robbert met at Mouthy Poets many moons ago, and ever since then I have been blown away by his impressive layered verse every time I've seen him hit an open mic. And I was just saying to Robbert earlier, I don't think I've ever seen like a full set from Robbert, which is an absolute travesty, and I cannot wait to see him perform tonight. Not only is he an amazing poet, he is the best dressed dude you will ever come across. He dubs his style kidcore, which I absolutely love. He's also part of the Gobs Collective community, a keen gamer, video essayist, and when I was compiling all the Gobs bios for the Gobs website a while ago, I asked him to send a bio over. He sent a few lines and ended it, "We'll destroy the room at karaoke." Which I was like, yes, sick. So please put your hands together for the amazing Robbert van Dongen!
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Robbert van Dongen. To answer your questions, 28, 6'4", and single.
You're slightly out of shot. Should we tweak it?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, give it a little tweak. I film myself because I'm a narcissist. So, if it's not clear by this, I'm terminally online. I spend a lot of my time gaming, Discord servers, all of that. There's a video that I'm obsessed with. You can't escape TikTok even when you're outside. There's a video that I'm obsessed with right now of this lady who would have you convinced she is French, and she goes, you stupid Americans, always pronouncing it croissant. It is pronounced. And as someone who was raised in Britain, I take great joy in making fun of the French. I was at a wedding yesterday and I met a French person, and the Pokemon battle theme started blaring in my head. And so I took my shot. This man looked wealthy. He looked like he fenced in university, and there wasn't a single pore in his skin. So I approached him. His name was Guillaume, which is apparently the English way of saying William. His name was Guillaume, and I said, "Guillaume, you look like you use a skin cream made out of the rings of Saturn." As a poet, I take great joy in finding creative ways to comment on people. This will get me into trouble, as I almost did at work. There's a guy at work called Nick. He's a little, he's about 5'7", 5'9"-ish, quite built, quite muscular. And I looked at him, and for some reason I had it in my mind that he'd be really good at just he's full of muscle. I'm going to say this now. I'm a princess and I want an easy life, so I will be reading from my phone. I wrote a poem about the choice of words I chose to hurl at Nick one day. I said, "You look like you were employed to punch dogs." Now, this isn't to say you have the inclination, merely an aptitude for the occupation. The triangulation of your musculature spells a grim destination for feisty Alsatians. Your upper body sits on a premium biological swivel, granting haymakers to naughty pibbles with unfinished kibble. I'm not saying that you would punch dogs, just that you'd be so good at it that someone would pay you money to make it your profession. Offer a wage to watch you one-two a Shih Tzu. Offer a wage to watch you one-two a Shih Tzu. Grant a rough tussle to a Jack Russell. Fucking pow pow a chow chow. Muhammad Ali more like might hammer a puppy. No, I don't think for a single second you'd think about boxing a boxer. Bullying a bulldog is far outside of your ballpark. I'm just saying, if a cruel and unusual dog breeder needed a job doing, they'd give you $10.50 an hour. So, if you look at my life on a timeline, it might look like I've been doing poetry for a straight 10 years. This is not true. I took a very, very long break to do other shit. And one of those things was producing terrible, awful shit posts on YouTube. I would make 360p videos on subject matters like Which Pokemon are overrated? Charizard is the answer. I did like a 5-minute love letter to Papa John's garlic sauce. And this is fully serious. I did a video addressing the rumors that I am some kind of serial ass eater. Now I'm gonna address those rumors now. As a young child, I had unfiltered access to the internet. Whoa. And so I thought it would be funny, anywhere between the ages of 16 to 20, to say things like, skate fast, eat ass. Or like, my sister would talk about her boyfriends and I go, ooh, Sister Laura, you must check that man's intentions. You know what I say? There ain't no good in a man who hasn't got ass in the plan. I had not sniffed a crack, let alone ate an ass. I just thought it was funny. I watched Filthy Frank. It was terrible. Now that you have a detailed idea of my relationship with sex, here's a sex poem. I get scared people think I reproduce like an amoeba, so I need to remind people that... All right, settle down. It's poetry, come on. Sorry. I thought I'd be shaking, I'm laughing.
Yes.
Wait for the phone to rotate. There we go. I'm gonna lock it. There we go. It's 3 a.m. and I'm thinking about the state that my room is in. The fallout from the folly of a fellow more interested in digital fantasy over material reality. At times, I neglect my space. It's 3 a.m. and the hallway light from the building across from ours spills into my window every moment a neighbor enters the stairwell. Their muted goings-on will always be a mystery to me until they're not. You see, I've seen them fighting in the parking area nearby. Men daring each other to initiate warfare like spilling a little blood might relieve them of something. Some men will paint their violence like some women will write romance novels. The collision of our bodies was inevitable. I was put in a position where I had no choice. People will say, I'm a lover, not a fighter. And in doing so, they'll fail to notice the very thin line between intimacy and combat. The way the word play can sit in front of the word fight so comfortably, the way love bites make bruising look like the sweetest dream, the way you at your most vulnerable are simultaneously at your most seen. You see, I like my high fives with a little spice. I dispense my spuds like a loaded 6-shooter. Sometimes interactions are just at their best when handled with the same reticent fragility that a Molotov would handle butane. Sometimes you've got to be exploded on, unloaded on, be the cracked earth that somebody's passions are off-roaded on. Some days you're the hammer, others you are the anvil. Some days you will dance with friction, break bread with the same feeling that gravity will grip you with in free fall. There isn't anything wrong with being quiet or practicing restraint. But I've met some people with gunpowder for blood, lightning behind their eyes, and I will die before I dim a shine. It's 3 a.m. and I'm inebriated on memories long past, relapsing on the kinetic impact of canon events. It's 3 a.m. and I'm thinking about what kind of trust I'd have to have in myself and another to let them punch me, or bite me, or pin me to the ground. I'm not particularly proud of the English, but they were onto something when they made slap and tickle a common turn of phrase. It's 4 a.m. and I am not sleeping. Thank you. If it's not clear, this is a lot of false bravado. I am incredibly insecure and I really want you to like me. That being said, I regularly leave the house and I make a decision and I look in the mirror and I go, okay, I like what you've chosen. No one is ever gonna fuck you. My poetry is an exploration of the kind of person I want to be and the decisions I will make to be that person and the people that will extricate from my life, and I have to come to peace with that. I want to be somebody, and at the ripe old age of 28, I'm not sure who that somebody is. And I use my poetry to try and find who that somebody might be. Here is a poem about some of that. There is a person behind these eyes that insists that out there is a gospel, that somewhere in writing or song or oral tradition rests the real good word. And the good word will taste like pride, and pride will not feel like sin, and sin will be what we called all the ways we've learned to forgive. that backbone will be found within, but reasons to stand up straight will be out there. Where there are people whose lives are waiting to be made better by your inclusion in them, one day you will be the reason why someone held their gaze. Why someone will find home in skin over brick. The good word will teach you that a halo is just an accessory someone will ask you to wear. But the golden hour is literally a matter of time. This is the word, and the word was good. You see, divinity may very well rest in all things, but it doesn't come alone. Communion wine is still a poison, and it's poured by human hands. The good word sounds pretty good, but the fact that I can speak it means that it falls from an ill mouth. And yeah, sometimes I'm rotting, blotting out what's left of the brightness in my sky. I will suffocate before I see sense. Spend my hard-earned pence on an ideology that's taught me that my value cannot be found here. That it's handled by hands I must outstretch my own towards in order to eat. Palms open and eyes meek, I promise there is something worth loving here. There is a person behind these eyes, and I swear he's good. It's poor form to ask for what you don't need. You will bleed people's sympathy faster than politicians, but the human condition does demand something. So yeah, I will imagine warmer nights, starting fights with the alarm clock dragging me away from the good word, and the good word will taste like sweat or cocoa butter or last night's eyeshadow. It will feel like rainfall on rafters and forests after nightfall, and it will remind me that sanctuary was never just for the animals. This is my word, and I pray the word is good. Thank you. I'm conscious I might be coming towards the end of my time, which is why I talk so fast. I want to fit a lot in. I'm going to leave you off with a very, very short one. Once upon a time, I love this word. This is a terribly embarrassing word, but it is one of my favorite recent words. Once upon a time, I was in a situationship. And me and this lady had agreed to be light and airy and no strings attached and all that. And while I never verbalized something that could be described as love, they would criticize other things that looked too much like love. And this is an incredibly short poem about what that feels like. An exercise in killing. Learn to love something, and then don't. The grief left in your wake will be more alive than any buried body was. And the unfortunate undertaking will be the most incendiary rose-coloured memory. Like any other habit, when repeated enough, it becomes as natural as drawing breath, finger-biting, jaw-grinding, and a life of tarred lungs. An exercise in dying. Learn to love something, and then don't. Thank you very much.